Greetings, everybody. Michelle Black here with Kingdom Travels. Oh, I'm so excited today. I'm so excited. Listen, I have the honor and the privilege of doing Treasures of Traveling episode 10. I believe it's episode 10. And today's Treasure of Traveling episode is with my wonderful clients, the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Linsom. Now, you may say, well, Michelle, what's the treasure of having them on here? I'm glad you asked. Well, Mr. Linsom is in a wheelchair, and he will give more explanation about it. And Kingdom Travels had the pleasure and the privilege of booking and setting up their customized honeymoon. Mr. Linsom thought because of him being in a wheelchair, he could not travel. And some people in wheelchairs do travel, but there's some people with certain medical conditions think that they cannot travel. And today in the Treasures of Traveling, we want to show you, regardless of whatever medical condition that you have, whether you're in a wheelchair, you're quadriplegic, you have various, machinery that you have to carry around, or you have certain medications, or you may have a colostomy bag or a breathing machine, or however you see fit. Please note that you can still travel. Kingdom Travels have the necessary suppliers, the necessary material, resources, machinery, and capability to set up with travel suppliers to allow you to experience the vacation of a lifetime. Okay? And I have Mr. and Mrs. Linsom. I love saying that. I have Mr. and Mrs. Linsom today to tell y'all about their wonderful honeymoon and how, from the beginning to the end, how Kingdom Travels made it to happen, how it was a treasure just for them. It was a priceless, memorable experience. And I am going to shut up and I am going to let them talk. Mr. and Mrs. Linsom, welcome on today with Kingdom Travels Treasures of Traveling series. We are so happy to have you to be with us. Yes. All right, so let me shut up. And who want to go first? I'm going to let y'all fight over that one. Let's do y'all first fight.
Ladies first.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, for everyone, there was a lot of details that I just did not know about it because this man right here kept things a secret. He likes to surprise me. He's also the culprit. Also, Miss Michelle Black. I blame it also on her too. It is all her fault. It is her fault and this man's fault because, but it was really no stress at all because a lot of things that I probably would have been asking Michelle, initially I would have been like, well, what about this? What about that? What about, I didn't have to worry about any of that. I think some of it had to do with the fact that I didn't necessarily plan it, but that's just the kind of man that Jay is. And that's also the kind of person that Michelle is. They really didn't tell me. They kind of told me a little nuggets here and there, and that took months, plural, to be able to get. And yeah, see, that's his evil laugh. I gotta be careful when he talks. So but it was really nice because I literally looked up and the Hoyer lift that we needed was being delivered, and Jay was like, okay, the Hoyer lift is gonna be coming, and I was like, oh snap, I didn't even know, but I look up and it's being delivered. And we had to go to get his haircut the day before we got married. And so my best friend was here and she watched them how to lower it and everything, how to be able to load it, for me to load it on the van. It was just day by day, they were like, okay, everything was worked out. It was really, really very simple. I was really grateful because I was like, okay, because I would have been thinking like, okay, what about the horror lift? What about, you know what I'm saying, his other wheelchair, or what about all of this stuff? And I really didn't have to think about it because everything was just streamlined. And I like that because I already have gray hairs naturally, and I don't want additional ones, especially when I want to travel. I don't like I don't want the I'm like, no, and the stuff is weird and confusing. I'm like, Then I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do this again. But everything was very streamlined, and it was just great. It was just great.
For me, talking to Kingdom Travels, Michelle Black, for me, it was awesome because of trying to figure out how we're going to get there, how we're going to get here. I'm in a wheelchair, I can't do this, I can't do that. And all that was like just shut off. You know what I'm saying? It was shut off, and she did not, Michelle did not disrespect me in any way. And she said, look, this is what it is, and this is what it's going to be. Y'all going to have a good time. So just relax, do what you have to do. And to have, because I cannot travel through airlines right now, we drove. And Kingdom Travels had a driver for us. And that was real awesome because of the fact that he was saved and we clicked just like that. I mean, we was going to was taking stuff out of the house to put in the car, and he pulls up. He says, "Y'all going to Key West?" I said, "Yeah, it's us." And we just began to talk, and the whole 6 hours to Jacksonville was basically talking. I was telling him we went through the way you had it, Michelle, the way you had it set up. You went through some of my great grandmother's areas of where she lived at and where some of my family lived at, where history was at. So I told him that, and we just had a good time talking. So it was relaxing. It was to the point that we didn't have nothing to worry about. You got the Hoyer lift on time. You got, what I'm saying, everything was just awesome. I mean, just the point of the day to departure was awesome. There was no stress. Like my wife said, wife. Like my wife said,
Say it again, say it again, say it again.
Wife. You know what I'm saying? So many times I talk to people and I say my wife, and I'm like, wow, I'm married again. Wow, I'm married. Wow, me, out of all people, me. You know what I'm saying? She said yes to me. And then to the point, you said yes to me that you didn't look at my disability. Don't get me started.
Don't you start now. This is an interview now. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold your mule, sir. Hold your mule.
You did. I'm holding it. You know me, I can get started quick now. You know
yes,
me.
I know. Yes, I know.
Go there. Go there. But okay. You didn't look at my disability. You see what I'm saying? You're saying, I want you to go. I need, it's like I need you to go. This is the timing for y'all to go. This is the timing for you to just enjoy yourself. You don't want to have, excuse me, a honeymoon at home. That's something not memorable. I mean, it would be at home, but it's not memorable to tell our kids, to tell our grandkids. So
yes,
that's
I know. No, keep going. Keep going.
so that's the point of to get to Jacksonville. Oh my God. And to see the hotel, and then to see people getting married by the water, that was awesome. That was awesome to see that. And then when we go into our room, we cut off the air, we cut off the fan, and just open up the windows and let the Lord blow His wind in. Don't get me started. But you know the
patio doors.
We open up the patio doors and just the blow of the wind. Oh my God! It was just so. We just laid there for a few minutes, and it was just so awesome that we were able to just feel that and to look. I never been to a hotel that you can look out into the waters. You see what I'm saying? What did you think about Jacksonville?
Man, and you know, I went to Jacksonville some years ago for a Sunday school convention, but we were just in downtown Jacksonville. So it was kind of funny because when we went through, I was like, hey, I know this park, because I mean I remember us going straight through there. But so I think we stayed at a park, it's Jacksonville, but I think it was called Orange Park or something. I think that's where the hotel was at. But I thought it was really cool how we pulled up, and it's weird because it's an apartment complex on one side and there's a hotel on the other side. And I think what was his name?
D'Angelo.
No, that's not his name that drove us, baby. But whoever. Oh, okay. I don't know why.
Demetrius, brother Demetrius.
Okay. I was like, I think it was something. But yeah, but so pulling up there and we get into our room, and I remember the people said, like, you guys are on the second floor. And I was like, well, how's my husband gonna be able to get in there? I was like, he's in a wheelchair. They're like, oh no, there's a ramp and he go right up and right onto the second floor. I was like, oh, cool.
Smooth.
I was like, sweet. I was like, give me the key. And literally right when we pulled up, that's when we saw the wedding. It was like the hotel was facing north, but then the wedding was like over here on the side. And I was like on this side. I was like, they over there getting married. I was like, we just got married yesterday. But the room was just, I was like, oh, this is so pretty. And I love water. I'm a water sign, period, but I love water. It was getting too cold in that room, but it was so pretty. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, when you're on the water, it depends on how close you are on the water. The wind it gets cold from the water. So yes, listen, Brother Jerry, I know you sent me a video or a pic. I think you sent me a video. Can y'all resend me that video so I can show it while we do the interview? So while she's doing that, Brother Jerry, so now tell us about Key West. See, guys, listen, because they had to drive. I set it up to where they drove from Carolina to Jacksonville because Brother Jerry, he couldn't be in the wheelchair for a long period of time. So they stayed over in Jacksonville at the Club Continental. I am promoting them. I'm marketing. I'm just giving them a shout out. It was a very beautiful resort, bed and breakfast. It was just beautiful. And your room is literally on the water. Seriously. I would be going there when I visit Jacksonville. Okay. So then the next day they left Jacksonville and drove the remaining 7 to 8 hours to Key West, Florida. So now tell us about Key West, Florida. Tell us what was waiting for y'all when y'all first arrived at Key West, Florida. Go ahead, Brother Jerry.
Man, just before we even go to the hotel, let me tell you about just traveling and seeing the water and just, I never been on a bridge that so much of pretty water. See, I'm from Connecticut. That water's dirty. You know what I'm saying? That water probably got guns, paper, some of everything in it. So to see clear water, and then sometimes every now and then you see a fish come up. So get to the hotel. So get into the hotel, And I mean, this these people came out with love. I mean, came out, greeted us. They called the night before and was like, "Well, we want to make sure you still coming, and what time you coming, because we got some things prepared." So we get there, and Demetrius is doing his thing, getting the wheelchair, the other wheelchair. I had to bring two wheelchairs, so the other wheelchair, and the people are greeting us. And so as I get out, I mean, I go into the room and then all I see is roses and some what type of water that was? Sparkling water. And to see the roses with the heart, and she said, "This is from Kingdom Travels." I was like, "Oh my God, Michelle did it again." I mean, she did it again, and we're not even starting the real honeymoon yet. So and I told baby, I said, "Babe, you got to take pictures of this." I mean, the hotel was awesome to the point that if I ever go back to Florida, I'm bringing a Hoyer lift that can have a hole in it that I can get into the tub, because I only had one Hoyer Hoyer pad, so I wasn't able to get into the tub. But if I had the Hoyer pad that had the hole in it, I'll be able to get into the tub. I mean, the tub was beautiful. The shower was a walk-in shower, so everything was set just for me. I mean, it was set for her too, but it was set for me because of the fact that of the ADA. You know what I'm saying? So to see the rose, oh man, we have fun with those roses.
Yeah.
We jumped in the bed and just throwing
This
roses.
is PG. This is PG now. PG.
No. Yeah, we
PG now.
PG. We was damn good. We was being good. Yeah, we were being good. Yeah. So to throw roses at each other, and then the drink of the sparkling water, and we cheered to each other.
And then they had the strawberries.
Oh man, the chocolate strawberries is awesome. I mean, just what Kingdom Travels did for us to say happy, happy honeymoon, happy wedding, happy all those things, which is awesome. And then that same night, uh, 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 Kingdom Travel set us up with dinner on the island. We had to catch a boat to get to the other side. Now, that was awesome because I never done that before. So these are things that I never done before because of my mindset was saying, I'm sorry, I'm doing all the talking.
You're good, baby.
Oh no, go ahead. You're doing just fine.
My mindset is like, I'm stuck at home and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. That's the kind of mindset sometimes you have. I'm stuck at home. There's nothing to do. But to get on the boat, and then it's to the point that we met somebody there that was a doctor, and they took our picture. You'll see the pictures in a minute. When they took our picture, and they people tried to get in front of us, it was like, no, he was first. So we got on the boat, then they got on the boat, and then they sat next to us and was talking. I mean, to see the beautiful, it was nighttime, and to see the beautiful yachts, and to see the stuff. I mean, it was just, go ahead, baby.
It was just so beautiful. I was like, oh, it just and then it seemed like my cousin got us these masks that had Mr. and Mrs. Linsome on there and stuff. And so we get off of the boat going to the restaurant, and I think so someone said, they were like, congratulations, and I was like, thank you. And they said it, and I was like, we heard that quite a few times. Yes. I mean, when we were going to the we pulled up at the port, and somebody was like, "Oh, congratulations!" But we have it on the back of our van, Mr. and Mrs. Winsome. So it was like, I was like, oh snap! But people just kept saying it the whole time. They were like, "Oh, congratulations! Do we have any newlyweds?" That's what they asked at the Sunset Cruise. They're like, "We have any newlyweds?" And we were the only ones that were fresh. But there was another couple that had been married. They were married 4 months ago, but still both newlyweds. But we literally was just fresh out. It was like a few days, you know what I'm saying? But it was just.
Let me tell you about beautiful. The food.
Oh my gosh.
We got, for appetizers, we have the beef tip ribs. Now that was good. For us to be vegan, we changed a little bit,
Oh yeah, because I told y'all had to change. I told them, I know they was baby vegans, but they was on their honeymoon, and they was going to have to just stray away just a little bit since they just started being vegan, because this is their honeymoon. Ain't no reason to be restricted in enjoying yourself and eating some good food. All right, I had to interject that. Yeah, I did tell them they had to stray away from being vegan, even if they just had to eat seafood. But, keep going. I just had to throw that in.
And the beef rib, and then the string beans with it. I mean, it was awesome. And then I had I kept it kind of vegan because I'm not a seafood type of person. So I kept it like kind of vegan, but I had
confession is good for the soul.
That's true. I forgot the name of it, but let me tell you, it was mushrooms, and it was like oodles and noodles, string beans, and some type of glaze. Man, you talking about good. I mean, you hooked this up. You hooked this up real good. I mean, I got full that I had to take some home because we had the appetizers, and then the dinner came in. What did you have?
I can't remember what it was, but I tried to keep it as close to vegan as possible too. But mine had it had zucchini noodles. I do remember that, and it had mushrooms on top of it.
She killed her.
I was like, "Woo! It was so good." I was hungry, everybody. I it's to eat. And I ended up eating his a couple days later. I'm just gonna put it right on out there. It still came up in my stomach.
Don't feel bad. I probably would have ate my husband's food too, but baby, you gonna eat that?
I mean, I gave him a couple of days, and then he did, and I was just like,
to be honest, I forgot about it because we tried this vegan restaurant like a couple of days later, but I'll get into that before we get into our next day. So, getting back on the boat, it was the last boat, 11:30. That was it, or you were stuck. That was it, or you were stuck. And I mean, they broke out the ramp. They broke out the ramp and made sure I was getting on and off good. I mean, it just was a good time for the first day. At first I had to call Michelle. Was like, "Are we in the right place?" And because I wanted to make sure I didn't want to miss out on this meal. I didn't want to miss out on the ride because these are things that I haven't done before. Being in a wheelchair now for almost, matter of fact, last May made 16 years. So being in a wheelchair that length of time, you don't think you can do stuff like that. So they were gradually, not gradually, but they were willingly helping me. They didn't mind helping me, be careful and all that stuff. So that day.
Well, that day was what?
That just top of the line honeymoon, where we just ate at a, let me see,
5-star.
Exquisite. Well, you said 5-star, but I would call
5-star.
Exquisite restaurant that I don't think that I will eat at for a while now. Yeah.
Well, I would definitely like to say, everybody, that, you know, the treasure part about this is whether it's Kingdom Travels or anybody, you being in a particular medical disability way, I kept telling Mr. Jerry, I said, I will not make your disability a liability. I will not allow him to use his disability as a liability. And I would definitely say preparing this trip, it took about 2 months. It took a lot of talking to a lot of travel suppliers because he mentioned the Hoya lift. So yes, Kingdom Travels, we made sure we rented the Hoya lift and made sure it was delivered. But in addition, in his case, in the hotels, they have that bed block where you can't put nothing under the bed. And in his case, there had to be an opening under the bed. So it took extra effort to find hotels, call every hotel, you know, and be like, hey, how's the setup of your bed? And in this particular case, we was able to find a bed and breakfast. And we're going to show y'all pictures later on, but we was able to find 2 bed and breakfasts, the one in Jacksonville and then the one in Key West that they stayed in. And they had general, regular, nice, beautiful beds. And the crazy part about it is Kingdom Travels believes in economics and economical, you know, rates. And even though you could pay $10,000, sometimes we're not going to allow you to pay $10,000. We could find you all the amenities for a much lower price, but at the quality of 5-star type services and amenities, we're going to do that. And in this case, the same amount of money, we actually paid less at this bed and breakfast than we would have at one of the resorts because, and they provided everything for them. I mean, hands-on, the beauty. We're going to show y'all pictures in a minute. And then, like he said, Kingdom Travels, we do treat our clients. We surprise y'all. Y'all never know what we're going to do. So we surprise y'all. In this case, we surprised them with a 5-star, was a 5-star honeymoon dinner on the water. And they, like they said, they had to take a ferry to the island just to get to the restaurant. We had to book it in advance. It was a 5-star restaurant. And then the next day, we sent them, they went to the theater at the sea, where this is where I became the bad cop, the culprit. We surprised, Brother Jerry wanted to surprise his wonderful wife to swim with the dolphins. So she got the chance to swim with the dolphins on the next day. And that was Wednesday. And then y'all came in on, y'all left Monday, Tuesday. So went, right. And then they also went and did a trolley tour. We're going to show pictures where they did a tour of the Key West. And then on that evening, they did a sunset cruise. And guys, when I say that was so good to plan, because we called the travel supplier, and the travel supplier, listen, when y'all build travel relationships with travel supplier or just be nice, they will go up and beyond for you. And in this case, the travel supplier made sure that they had the proper manpower, because it was like a 1/4 gap between the pier and the boat. And they lifted up Mr. Jerry over the gap and placed him on the boat. So we definitely going to make sure we show you pictures of them being on a sunset cruise. And shout out to Mr. Demetrius Bird. Guys, he was the blessing of all. He was the icing on the cake. He was Mr. and Mrs. Lensom's chauffeur. Shout out to Mr. Demetrius Bird of Champion Charters. Yes, he drives people around the world. He drives people from point A to point B. And in this case, he drove them from North Carolina to Key West. He drove them everywhere they needed to go. He assisted them with their luggage, with anything that they need. He was always on time. He was always on point, and he was fun to be around with. Okay, he held good conversations. So if you ever want somebody, if you're traveling anywhere in the United States, and you want a driver to drive you if you don't want to drive. So if you're leaving from Houston and going to California, for an example, and you want somebody to drive you, definitely call Mr. Demetrius Bird of Champion Charters at 646-203-4398. All right. And with that being said and done, I will say Michelle Black is a very good secret keeper. Okay, because Mr. Jerry was always calling me saying, "Don't tell Renee, but I want her to swim with the dolphins." And I was like, I'm gonna have to tell her, because when I was searching how she could swim with the dolphins, we had to find out all that she wanted to do. So she was let in a little bit. She did find out that surprise early, but everything else was a surprise to her. And it was an honor and a privilege to shower y'all with roses. I was like, "Oh, let us throw some roses on the bed. Oh, let me give them some." Because they was asking me, "Oh, we have wine." I said, "Oh no, they Christians. They don't drink wine." I told the people, I said, "Y'all not gonna get me in trouble. Y'all got everything sparkling." But anywho, and then with that being said, after the sunset cruise, then the next day they drove back to Jacksonville to the same bed and breakfast. So they was back on the water again. They was able to relax. And then after that, the next day, that Friday, they was driven back to North Carolina, safe and sound. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up some of the pictures. Hold on real quick, guys. Let's see. I'm going to show y'all. Hold on. I got to share my screen. I'm on my one screen, so I'm about to share my screen, and I'm going to show a little business, but hold on real quick. Where is it at? There it goes. All right. So let me share the screen.
Okay.
Hold on. This is, so as you can see, you see the Hoya lift that we rented. This is the Continental Club. Now let me fast forward, because I don't think you want them to see all that. We're going to get to the, this is the bathroom. But I want to get to the water. That's nice for them showing all the bathroom. That's fine. Let's get to the water. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Let's get to the water. Because you just come. All right. Oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that's just beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to get there. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'll probably go to sleep out there on the patio.
Yes. I mean, it's beautiful.
That's what I would probably do. Hold on, let me go back up. So here's some of the pictures. So this is them on their sunset cruise with the captain.
Yes.
Shout out to Barefoot Billy's, guys. If you go to Key West, contact Barefoot Billy's in Key West. They would definitely take care of you. Shout out to the staff and the manager for working with me. They was phenomenal. They really was. All right, let's see. And this is pictures of them on their crew on the cruise. Let's see if this will work. Come on. Okay, wait a minute. All right, hold on. This is some more. All right, I'm going to go to Brother Jerry. Let me see. Oh, wrong one. There we go. All right, so we got some pictures. Oh, here it goes. I was hoping to try to get this. Okay, so this was, let me see how this works. Let's see. All right, guys, this is outside their room. They had a pool view of the room. Why is this not working? Hold on. This is the food layout when they was on their sunset cruise, which was really nice. I was Barefoot Billy's. Y'all did that. That was nice. This is the sunset cruise. That was just beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is when they was on the Old Town trolley tour. They had a rooster to meet them. Yes, he was meeting them, telling them to welcome to the Key West. Oh, this is when Renea was swimming with the dolphins. All right.
That didn't go well.
this is called the dorsal swim fin. Trust me, I understand. I swam with the dolphins, but I did it in Atlantis. In the Bahamas, we went to Atlantis. Yes. So this is the dolphins. Hello, little dolphin. Let's see. And this was at the Theater of the Sea, and this was their room, guys. This is just a small picture of their room, but this was their room. Yes, it was really nice.
Yes,
it was very. Yes, it was very nice. And then the rose petals, the chocolate cover, and the sparkling. Oh my goodness. Yes, that was definitely beautiful. All right. So I bet you they was. Because I was like, okay, what can I give them to eat that's vegan? Y'all made my job hard. Nah, I'm just playing. But overall, listen, everybody. If you have medicine, Kingdom Travels have a company called Ice Buddies, and it's Ice Buddies. It's an Ice Buddy thing where you can put your medicine and it can stay cold. I think for over. Oh, Miss Pamela Norris is gonna get me. That's who it is. But go on Ice Buddies. Check them out on Facebook. 72 hours, I believe. So even if you're traveling on the road, we could provide you and help you to get an Ice Buddy to put your medicine in, as you travel for a long period of time. If you are in a wheelchair, just get with your travel agency or with us here at Kingdom Travels, and we'll be able to make sure we find you the appropriate accommodations that will be able to meet your needs. And even with, if it's a hall you live, like, look, Mr. Jerry, he brought his power chair and his manual chair. I made sure he brought both of his wheelchairs. So regardless, if you're on a road trip like they were, or you want to be on a plane, trust me when I say you can travel. All right. Kingdom Travels have the proper resources to allow you to travel. Okay. We even have drivers to drive you around to travel. You have your own personal chauffeur. Just know that you are a treasure all by yourself and you're able to travel anywhere. For my parents that have kids that's in wheelchairs, you could take your child to Disney World. You could take your child on a road trip. Kingdom Travels is here to assist you with any type of travel needs that you have. All right. So with that being said and done, I am going to give the last words to Mr. and Mrs. Linsom. Thank you so very much for using Kingdom Travels. And guys, guess what? We did. Okay, so I'm gonna put it out there. Mr. Jerry, Renea was trying to send you on a cruise for your birthday, and Renea, Jerry was trying to send you a cruise for your birthday. So both of y'all was calling me, so I could put it out there because we've already booked your cruise. So that's the reason why I'm spilling the beans. Both of them was trying to call. That's why I'm good for keeping secrets, but because we've already set up their cruise for December, I can spill it now. But both of these people were calling me talking about, don't tell Jerry, don't tell Renea, I want to go on a cruise. Can you find out how we can go on a cruise? So you know what I did to everybody, to them? The other day, when I called them, I specifically and purpose, I said, hey, so y'all still want to do you still want to do the cruise? I put it out there. I didn't let the other parties know that they both called me. I said, how about this? We set up a cruise for December. And they was like, okay, good. We could do it for December. And that's the month that we first met. I said, yes. For the next 6 months, we're just going to celebrate y'all. So we have booked them a cruise on a Carnival Cruise Line for this coming December. And they have the most beautiful cabin. And they are going to be, yes, they're going to be going on a beautiful, I think it's 4-day cruise. Yes, sir. I understand people have accessible rooms and stuff for wheelchairs, but in this case, I don't know, Brother Jerry, if you want to mention your status. Yours is a little bit more detailed. If he could, he will be walking soon. We're gonna claim that in Jesus' name. But just know that regardless of whatever medical condition you are in, you can still travel. So now we have just booked them on their not for Christmas, but holiday cruise. Well, they'll be how many years would it be when y'all first met?
3 years. 3
so
years.
Oh, cool. So they'll be celebrating 3 years on this holiday cruise. So I can feel the beats now because
I'm so excited.
Yes, because I know they're looking at me like, you told us, you sure was all going right, because I actually was able to give y'all both what y'all wanted, but at another time. You see what I'm saying? So yes,
wow. I'm not gonna confirm or deny the allegations.
you allegedly called me and said, "Hey."
That's right. That's an allegedly.
But the thing about it is, the good thing about what y'all did, y'all was on one. Y'all was on one accord.
That's the key.
Y'all was thinking of each other, and y'all put me in the middle of it. Because you got Jerry calling me, said, "Don't tell Renee," and I'm sitting here thinking, she just called me and told me the same thing you telling me now. But did I say anything? No, I didn't. Now, I need y'all to confirm. I didn't say a mumbling word. I played like Boo Boo the Fool. I was like, "Oh, okay, I could do that." And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm already doing it, but hey, we're gonna get this going. And so I had to find out where we could both put it together. And I'm glad that they'll be celebrating their 3rd year when they first met each other, and they going on a cruise. I can't wait to finish setting that up. Oh, yes. Yes. But so I'm going to go ahead and end this wonderful quote unquote business review or, treasures of traveling to show that regardless if you're in a disability situation, if you got a cane, you're blind, however you see fit. And I'm not saying that nonchalantly. You can travel. Okay, we have all the resources. There are plenty of resources and travel supplies out there that will meet your needs, regardless of what you are going through with life. Heck, I had foot surgery, and I went to Disney World on my boot and got me a handicap pass and was able to get in the front of the line.
Wow.
Yes, I did. I missed that, baby. I showed that. I took advantage of that. So, anywho, with that being said, I do want to again give thanks to Mr. Demetrius Bird of Champions Charters. I gave his information. It will be in the post. I want to give a shout out to the Club Continental. Thank you so very much for providing the most beautiful room for my clients. I want to give a shout out to Barefoot Billies. Y'all was phenomenal in working with me. And I also want to give a shout out to the Alexander Guest House. Thank you so very much for providing the most beautiful accommodations for my clients in Key West. With that being said and done, we're going to give the last words to Mr. and Mrs. Nissum, and that will conclude the Treasures of Traveling Season 2, Episode 10. And we're just showing you that your disability is not a liability when it comes to traveling. Go ahead, Mr. and Mrs. Nissum.
Listen, folks, get out there and call Kingdom Travels. I'm about to cry, man. I'm not trying to. You get out there. You know what I'm saying? Get out there. There's things to be done, places to be gone. Get out there and do what you have to do. Call Kingdom Travels. They'll set it up for you. That's all I have to say.
Hey, I'll just say you miss 100% of the shots you never take. So instead of putting it off tomorrow, go ahead and do it today. Because it's been wonderful. And now Michelle is our travel agent. So every time I'll be thinking of like, oh, babe, we need to go. Now we're wanting to go to Honolulu probably soon, and I'm gonna be like, we gotta call Michelle. So don't put it off. It's a truly a wonderful, and it is a blessing. So it's just go ahead and make the call. Or she is very, very personable. She's really sweet. So hit her up and call her, or if you just say, Michelle, I need help, she'll be like, all right, what you need. So just feel free to call her or page her or whatever way. Just get in contact with is what I'm trying to say. There you go. You won't regret it.
Thank you. Yes, you won't regret it. And thank y'all so very much for taking this time out to speak with me. It was, like I said, it's always an honor and a privilege. Y'all are special to my heart. It was a lot of work, but I actually enjoyed it because it challenged me. And, you know, you never know unless you're challenged. And you just take that opportunity, because at some points, I was like, "Ooh, what we gonna do?" And then I was like, "Oh, okay, I could do this." You know, the whole time I would say I give glory and honor to God. Y'all may not like to hear that, but I'm gonna do it, because if it wasn't for Him, I would not have been able to do what I did. So I always give glory and honor to God, because it's He that guides me and leads me to show me how to treat His people, because our mission comes from 2 Corinthians 9:12, the New International Version. We call it the NIV. And paraphrasing it, it pretty much states this: the work that we do for God's people is our way here at Kingdom Travels. We'll give our thanks back up to God. That is our mission. All right. So until we meet again, everyone be blessed. May God be with you. Thank you again, Mr. and Mrs. Nissum. And continue enjoying y'all honeymoon. And until we meet again for the second time, be blessed, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.